joining me today. A couple reminders as you make your way to your mats. We have balance bingo happening now. This goes until the 30th, and if you have not already joined, you still can. There's plenty of time to complete a bunch of squares on there, so don't miss out on that. Check out our Slack page for that bingo card. Our Texturized Sprint comes to a close on Sunday, but there's still a few days to complete distance. So if you want information on that, again, it's on our Slack page. And then our cooking demo is next Wednesday, the 25th. And we are doing a zesty shrimp and black bean salad as a continuation of our colorful meals series. All right, we are moving today. We are starting on our mats. That's the only equipment you need. And we are starting on our backs. So make your way there. Feel free to keep your socks on if you're just joining. We talked about that earlier, but feel free to keep them on if they help your feet stay warm. Once you get to your mat, I want your feet flat on the floor. Your hands are going to be down at your sides, palms facing up. And just start to take some deep breaths here. You can kind of get some wiggles out by rocking your knees side to side. Closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. And deepening the breath. And bring your body to a place of stillness. Filling up those lungs 360 degrees with your inhale. Then as you exhale, just heavying your body into the mat. With each inhale, try to get an extra drop of air in. And with each exhale, let an extra drop of air out. On your next exhale, as your belly kind of lowers and the air comes out, engage that core and start to roll your body up off the mat, hips to shoulders, into a bridge. At the very top, take an inhale in. Exhale, roll it down, extending your spine or articulating through your spine as you lower, creating length. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, engage, tuck the tailbone, roll it up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Imagine you could grow an inch or two the longer you take to come down. At the bottom, inhale. Exhale, roll up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around them as far as you can. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, tuck nose to knee. Inhale, release the head. Exhale, engage the core, lift nose to knees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Again. Exhale, lift up. Last one here. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, feet come back to the mat. Head comes back to the mat. On your inhale now, arms are going to come overhead. Palms are going to face the ceiling. On your exhale, arms come up. Chest lifts. Inhale, lower back. Arms go overhead. Exhale, engage that core and lift. Moving into that upper core a little bit here with the activation. Exhale, pack the shoulders. Lift up. Inhale, lower. If you're ready to progress this, go ahead and bring those knees into a tabletop position and continue that chest lift. Use your breath as you move. And if you want to progress again, we're going to extend one leg as we lift. Inhale, everything comes back. Exhale, opposite leg extends. If you're not ready to progress, you're just going to stay with the variation you choose. Inhale back. Exhale, extend and lift. If you're ready to progress again, we're going to extend both legs, which you probably saw coming. So you're going to lift, extend them out and up, and then everything comes back. Exhale, lift, extend, and take it back. This is 3, 2, last one. Arms come down to your mat, head goes down. If you weren't already in tabletop, go ahead and join me there. We're going to tap one toe at a time. So right toe taps, pick the knee up. Left toe taps. Go ahead and turn your palms up so that your shoulders open. Upper body is relaxed as our lower body and core are working. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. This is 2 and 1. Good. Now our left foot is going to come to the ground, right leg up. We're going to lift and lower. I want you to feel a stretch in those hamstrings as your leg comes up. The beauty of Pilates is that strengthen while you lengthen. So we want our hamstrings to strengthen as we lift. Really feel a stretch down the back of our body. Strengthening through the quad, the upper thigh. Last one here, right foot comes to the mat, left leg extends, lift and lower. Flexing your foot can give you a little bit bigger of a stretch. So only if you're ready for that, maybe you get enough of a stretch with your foot nice and relaxed. Kind of depends on your body today. It's different day to day. Exhaling as you lift, that'll help engage the core. Use some strength from the core to lift the leg. This is 3, 2, 1. Hug that knee into your chest. So left knee is hugged in. Right leg is going to extend long. And then you're going to switch. Inhale as you switch. Exhale as you pull the knee towards the chest. Find length in the straightened leg. You can either flex or point your toe, whatever one feels best to you, as long as it's active. We want active movement through the entire leg into the tips of the toes. Then if you're ready, you're going to lift that chest and hold it in this chest lift as you continue that leg movement. This is called a single leg stretch. Our low back is on the mat. Core is engaged. Shoulders packed. Chin is to our chest. You're ready to progress here. Both knees come in and they extend and pull them in. Now you can modify this by extending your legs further towards the ceiling rather than the floor. It's going to help take pressure off of that low back. That's what I prefer to do. My low back likes it a little bit better. This is 3, wherever you're at. 2, last one. Good work. Come back in. Your legs are going to go nice and long on your mat. This is an extension of this exercise. So I want you to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to lift your chest, hug that straight leg in, and then swap. Hug and swap. Now, if you need to modify, you're back to that single leg stretch. Bend and straighten. But if you want to progress it, you're into that scissor kick. Again, shoulders back, chin to chest. Exhale each time you pull a leg in. You're here for 4, 3, 1, go ahead and lower all the way down. Full body stretch, arms over your head, legs out long. Reach your fingertips away from your toes. You're going to meet me in a seated position on your mat with nice straight legs. We are going to progress into a full roll up here, but if you've never done those with me, you're going to do a half roll up. So we're going to start seated, legs long. Go ahead and make sure you feel your sits bones, your butt bones on the mat. You're sitting up tall, arms out in front. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, we're going to start halfway. So tuck the tailbone, roll about halfway back. Inhale here as you hold. Exhale, pull the belly button in and let it bring you up. Reach for those toes. Now, if you've done this before and you know you can do that full roll up, you're going to tuck, same thing, but we're going to keep going towards the mat. Reach our arms long as we inhale and pause. Exhale, pull that belly button in and sit all the way up. Reach for our toes. Sit tall, tuck and roll, either halfway or all the way. Reach far overhead. Exhale, lift. Reach for those toes. Sit tall. Exhale, tuck halfway or all the way. Heels are anchored to the mat. Exhale, we lift. Reach for those toes. Sit tall. Exhale, tuck and roll. Overhead and lift. Reach for the toes. Sit tall. This time we're all going to meet in that halfway roll down. So we're tucking and we're holding, I would say actually almost a quarter of a roll down because we want to be able to maintain this position for a bit. We're going to hold here and lift one leg and then the other. Notice I have my feet flexed. My legs are nice and long, shoulders packed, so all the cues remain the same as our core work on the mat. Palms turned up toward the ceiling, just so our chest is open. Some deep core work here, you've got it. This is 4, we're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll all the way up, fold forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let that core relax. Now we're going to stay seated here. I want your feet to come about as wide as your mat. I'm going to turn a little bit towards you just so you can see a little better. But it's almost like a shoulder width stance here. My sits bones are on the mat. I'm sitting nice and tall. Hands are going to come behind our heads. We're going to open those elbows so that our shoulder blades are pulled together. From here, we're going to rotate on top of our hips. So my hips stay facing forward, my torso rotates, and then I'm going to arc down almost as if I'm trying to get my left elbow to touch my left knee. Come up center, and we'll switch. Exhale to the left. Same thing. Reach that right elbow towards the left knee. Come up center. Now, some of you might be a bit more flexible than me. So if you're able to touch that knee, great. You want to get as far as you can. But if you're like me and you're kind of stopped halfway, that's okay. You should feel that pull in the back of your body. I feel all the way to my toes, which is exactly what we want. We want to lengthen out that posterior chain while engaging our core here. Take it up, rotate, pull that core in, and reach. Twist. Arc over, lift up, center. One more each side. Exhale as you twist and reach. Take it up, center. Last one. Take it over, up, center. Release those arms. Bring your feet, bottoms of your feet together so knees fall wide. That's going to look a little different for everyone. So if your knees are higher, you can put some weight in your elbows and kind of lean in. Your legs are lower, you can start to hinge from your hips. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Let that low back open up. One more breath cycle here. And you're going to keep your left leg in this exact position, but your right leg, you're going to swing behind you. So we're coming into a mermaid position. This is also similar to a 90-90 position. If you take any of our strength classes or mobility classes, we'll do this a lot. This back leg can extend as much as you need to. So it's going to be a pretty deep stretch in that hip, no matter where it is. So you can extend it as far as you need. We're going to have a feeling of heavying those hips down towards the mat. Hands are going to come right back behind the head. So we're going to do similar things to that saw stretch we just did. We're going to start with a hinge. So imagine leaving your hips behind you, taking your chest forward towards that front leg. Take it up center, and then we're going to rotate towards that front leg. So again, rotating in the torso, feeling that stretch on the right side of the body. Take it back center and repeat. So we're hinging. Take it up and rotate. If you have this pattern of movement down, I want you to really focus on leaving that right hip behind. So especially as you rotate, it's going to want to hike up, and you're going to want to sit up out of that hip. I want you to try to visualize disconnecting your hip from your torso. That sounds aggressive, but it's a helpful visualization. Take it up and rotate. We have one more here. Hinge, lift, rotate. Come back center, release those hands so they come right in front. My right hand is in front of my left shin and my left hand's on the side of my left thigh. I want you to lean into this front leg pretty intensely. So I have a lot of weight in that left hip. Now I'm going to anchor my right knee down and lift my back ankle off the ground and lower it. At first, this seems impossible. You're like, how in the world am I supposed to lift that ankle? But I promise if you get some momentum, it'll start to happen. You're internally rotating that thigh bone in the hip, which doesn't often happen, but there's a lot of little rotator muscles in there, similar to your shoulder rotator cuff muscles, that we want to strengthen. You might feel a little bit of a cramping happening, so you can rest, reset, and begin again if that happens. We've got two more. Little tiny movement, last one. Lower, good work. We're going to switch sides. So I like to windshield wiper my legs, but you can get there however you need. Right leg is going to come in front, left leg in back. Once you get into this position, it could feel very different from the other side. So just kind of feel it out. Again, having that sense of heavying your hip down in the back. Hands are going to come behind our heads, elbows open. We're hinging forward, taking it up, rotating towards that right leg. Take it forward, hinge. Take it up and rotate. You have that pattern of movement down. Now focus on leaving that left hip behind. So as you hinge, release that glute muscle. As you rotate, release that hip flexor. Keep that glute release. Center and repeat. Twist. Find that twisting through the core muscles. We have one more here. And twist. Take it center. Hands come in front, one in the front of the shin, one to the side. Leaning into that right hip and thigh pretty well. Anchor that back knee, lift and lower that ankle. Super small movement. If your foot can get a centimeter off the ground, I'm happy with that. Think about taking your femur bone and twisting it in and back center. Up. This one always cramps for me. Good, you're almost there. 2. Last one. Good work. Go ahead and flip on to all fours. We are going to come into a runner stretch, or it's called an Eve's lunge in Pilates. So I want you to take your right foot forward. You can help or step it forward. Back knee stays on the ground. And we're going to hold here. I want you to feel the stretch in the front of that back leg's hip. Deep breath in. With each exhale, try to release that hip a little lower. Sometimes it's helpful to tuck that back toe to get a little deeper stretch there. And if it's available to you, you can drop down to those forearms. It's going to get a little deeper stretch in the front leg's inner thigh. Just kind of depends on what your mobility is looking like today. Go ahead and step that right foot back and we'll switch sides. Left leg comes forward. You can tuck or release that back toe. Send your hips towards the floor, feeling a stretch on that right hip flexor. Deep breath in, deep breath out as you release a little deeper. Lower down if it's there for you. One more breath cycle. And you'll step that left foot back, walk your hands in towards your knees, and slowly make your way up off your mat when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I hope you have a great rest of your week and a good weekend.